Arijit Sadhu has a BCom degree and he followed certain steps to break into data analytics industry. He's working as a data analytics team lead in Bank of America, which is a very big company in banking domain. Not only that, he also got job offers from EY, KPMG, Pearson and Deutsche Bank. Here is the list of topics we are going to discuss in today's call. Towards the end, we will share 3 solid tips that anyone can use to transition from non-tech industry to data analytics. Arijit, welcome to this podcast and thanks for agreeing to do this interview.
Thank you so much, Dhaval, for having me in your channel and giving an opportunity to share my story with the audience. I have been following your channel from last 3 years, and your contents on Python, Power BI and SQL have really helped me in my career. Today, through this podcast, I really want to burst some myths that people are having regarding transitioning to data analytics field.
Very good. So let's start with your current role and tell us, what do you do and what kind of tools and technologies do you use in your current job?
Okay, so currently I'm working for Bank of America as a team leader of data quality and business control team. So basically I provide data analysis and business intelligence solutions to different teams under the same line of business. Our team mainly conducts internal audit of various other processes, and apart from that, if there is any existing report which needs to be converted to Tableau or Power BI, then those types of projects comes to us for developing the report in Tableau. Also, we do use Alteryx to a large extent to simplify some of the business processes where lots of manual work using MS Excel is involved. So I have been part of 2 or 3 projects as well where SQL was also used.
Nice. Bank of America is a big bank. I personally have a business account with them. And working as a team lead in this big company is definitely a good experience. And when you mention this report migration, even in my own company, when we do data analytics projects, and when even I was at Bloomberg, there were a lot of projects going on where you migrate from Excel to Power BI or Alteryx or any other modern BI tool. So let's discuss your educational background now. You have BCom degree. So let's talk about your education, how you got interest in data analytics, etc.
Okay, so I would like to say one thing to all the viewers watching this podcast at the moment, that if you all are thinking that after knowing about my current job profile that this guy must be from any kind of technical background or something like that, then let me tell you, all of you are completely wrong. I am from commerce background, just like most of you watching this channel right now. So I did my BCom and then MCom, and I'm also a CA finalist. Okay, so later I did my post-graduation program in data science from Bombay Stock Exchange Institute, which was a joint program along with the Government University of West Bengal. So apart from that, I have done multiple certifications like in SAP FICO, Lean Six Sigma. I have cleared multiple certification exams of Alteryx. Viewers can go to my LinkedIn profile and check my LinkedIn profile to know everything in details.
All right. So you did your BCom, then MCom, and you were preparing for chartered accountant career, which is the dream career that many commerce graduates have. How did you get interest in data analytics exactly? Because now you kind of completely shifted from that career to a very different career path altogether.
Okay, so to answer that, I will take you, little bit back in time. So during my, school days, I had learned Java and C language as it was part of the curriculum. Okay, so I had little bit of knowledge of coding from school days itself, and that's how I developed interest, towards the technical field. So I knew data analytics and data science is a booming field, and it has, tremendous growth opportunity in near future. So I think from 2018-19 onwards, I started thinking about pursuing some program on tech side as well, but I did not know which program to opt for or how to start. Then in 2019 January, I joined PwC. That was my second company. So I joined PwC, and just like PwC, I mean, all other big four organizations, they invest a lot towards their employees' tech education. They conduct different training programs on different technical things. I did enroll in various training programs of Alteryx, Tableau, SQL, and back then there was also a 7-month program which was very famous. Program was called as Digital Accelerator Program in PwC. Okay, where I got trained in depth again on Tableau, Alteryx, Advanced Excel, and SQL. And not only that, I got exposure, to work on few practical projects as well. So I was, after completion of that program, I was deployed in different teams for 6 months to have practical hands-on on different tools like Tableau and Alteryx. So after getting trained on these things, I found this analytics field, very much fascinating. And this is something I thought this is something which I can make my career into. So from there itself, my journey started, and I never looked back.
Very nice. So you joined PwC, which is one of the big four companies in your own domain, right? So what was your role? Was it like a something financial?
Yes. When I joined PwC, I joined as in a financial analysis profile. I used to use Bloomberg Terminal to research on various securities. So it was basically a finance profile.
Very good. Yeah, I worked in Bloomberg, so I know about Bloomberg Terminal. Yeah. So you joined PwC not as a kind of like a technical data analyst, but in a finance, in your domain role, which you generally, the kind of got that you get after BCom. And the tip that our viewers can take from this is, if you are a BCom or let's say mechanical engineer, whatever that non-tech background is, you can take a job in your own domain, but go for a company which is progressive and which believes in tech upskilling of their employees, which is what happened with you. PwC believes in upskilling their employees in technology. And although you joined as a commerce person in PwC, they taught you all these technical tools. And then that's what sparked interest in you. And not only they trained you, but they put you on some real projects. So you kind of got a real data analytics exposure right in PwC itself. And during that time itself, did you join that West Bengal and Bombay Stock Exchange combined data science program, or was it before joining PwC?
No, after completing the digital accelerator program in PwC, I decided to go for a degree program in data science, data analytics. So whatever I had learned till then was enough to instill the confidence in me that I was sure that I wanted to take it forward, and thought of pursuing a degree program in data science. So I enrolled in that Bombay Stock Exchange program.
Very good. Cool. So at your PwC job, you get to know about data analytics, you learn certain skills, and then now you do this program on your own in your personal capacity to learn about data science and all that. So tell us about your first data analyst job. So in PwC, you're still not working as a technical data analyst. So how did you get your first data analytics job, and what was the application process? And we are also curious to know, how did you manage to get interview calls? Because many folks who are from BCom background or non-tech background, their major problem is they don't get interview calls.
Exactly. So, in this context, I would like to say one thing, that, data science and data analytics field is not something new. It did exist even before 10, 15 years ago as well. So no, this field just got evolved with time, and different sub branches of data science came to light. Data analytics is a sub branch of data science. So nobody knew about, today's most popular, data visualization tools some 10 years ago, or they were not in existence as a product back then probably. So data science, data analytics some 10 years ago meant only for core computer science guys, and only those guys could get into that field. But today this this trend is changing. This field got so much involved with the invention of lots of low code, no code platform that anybody can get into it. So I noticed this change in the trend from 2018-19 onwards. So I saw companies that are hiring non-tech people, like who are from commerce, who are from MBA finance, and who are from economics background. The company started hiring them for analytics or any data related roles. So now coming to your question, that how did I manage to get so many interview calls in spite of being from a commerce background? So I always knew that this change in trend and my data science degree and my practical exposure to few of the tools in PwC is always going to work in my favor. So I mean, I had something to show in CV, right? That I did not just learn things. I have applied those learnings in practical business projects as well. So and when you have a skill set which is in demand in job market, you will keep getting calls from the recruiters. So I think that was the secret to my success.
Got it. I think in your case it worked out because you have this PwC experience on your resume. PwC is a big company, but in that experience you have data analytics experience too, and your learning skills too. too. So
Yep.
I think a recruiter would get interested, at least to talk to you. But for those folks who don't have this kind of experience or big name like PwC in their resume, do not worry. Whatever platform you're using for learning, let's say you're using some YouTube channel or you're enrolled into some kind of e-learning program, you can have a section in your resume called project experience. You might have a real work life experience, let's say in civil engineering. But then, other than that, you can have a section called project experience where you can mention your projects in a nice way. And interesting thing that happens during the interview is they often discuss about your projects during the interview call. So that's gonna definitely benefit you. All right. So using your PwC experience, now you managed to get interview calls. We know that you cracked 5 job interviews, right? So which is big deal. And
Yes.
these 5 interviews that you cracked were in big companies, right? Deutsche Bank,
Yes.
Ernst
Yes.
Young, and then Bank of America, all big names. So
Yes.
just
Yes.
tell us, how did you manage to crack so many job interviews where people are having trouble, cracking even one interview? You managed to crack 5 job interviews. So what was the secret of your success?
So secret, I have shared, right? So I had in my CV all those practical exposures. I had worked on few business projects in PwC. I had data science degree too. It's a degree. Apart from that, my BCom, MCom degree and CA Inter degree, I had proper data science degree from a government university of West Bengal, from a reputed university. So I think that was the secret, and my practical exposure to that. And I think knowledge on Alteryx, which was in demand back then, along with Tableau and Power BI and SQL. So that these things helped me to get multiple calls from the
Got it.
recruiters.
This thing helps you got the call, but then tell more about the interview process. My original question is, how did you manage to crack those interviews? Because so you can tell like what happened during the interview, what kind of questions were asked, and how did you answer so that you got actual those 5 job offers.
So basically, whenever you are appearing for an interview, whether as a fresher or as a 2 or 3 or 5 years of experience, when I was appearing for all those interviews, I was 5 years of experience person. Okay, so in Bank of America, I appeared in 3 rounds. One was from HR round, one was for Indian leadership round, and another was for onshore round. So okay, so in that they will, I mean, if you are experienced, they will ask a lot of questions regarding your last job profile. I mean, they will try to understand your domain, and they will try to understand whether your previous domain experience is matching with your current domain experience where they are trying to hire you or not. They will try to understand that. Apart from that, to test your technical knowledge, if you are being interviewed for Tableau or Power BI, maybe they will ask you to share your screen. Like in my case, they told me to share my screen, and back then I had a Tableau public profile where I did multiple projects. I had all my projects there in my Tableau profile. They told me to share my screen and describe 1 or 2 projects, which I did. And in the onshore partner round, they told me to do some stuffs in Alteryx, which I did successfully. So that is the secret. And if you are appearing as a fresher, obviously you don't have any previous work experience to talk about, so you should focus on your external projects. I mean, you should do some projects and you should show it on your CV. You should have your GitHub profile. If you are trying to apply for SQL role, you should have you should have completed some hacker rank problems. If you are applying for Power BI role, then you should have your Novi Pro account. For Tableau, you should have your Tableau public profile, and you should have done a few of the projects there. So that helps, I think.
That's an excellent point. Even like we run this code basics data analytics bootcamp. In that bootcamp, we have a tool where people can create a portfolio website, project portfolio website very quickly. And when you include that project portfolio website in your resume, it of course adds a weightage. And during the interview call, at least our bootcamp students, what they do is they open their project portfolio, which is a nice like a website, and they show each of these projects where they are demonstrating the live interactive dashboard. So let's say we have this BI 360 dashboard. You can click on it. It's all live and working. And we have built features similar to Novi Pro, where you can publish that dashboard, you can interact with it. And during the interview call, you can have a conversation around it. Now, this is the best thing that can happen during the interview, where you are talking about the project that you did, right? So you have a better control and your chances of getting hired definitely increases. So, Arijit, you said it very right. Project portfolio, folks, should be your focus, and try to make interactive live dashboard, live type of projects. And if it comes to SQL, yeah, HackerRank on all that platform, having GitHub profile is definitely useful as well. Can you tell us which are the companies that gave you job offers?
At first, I got job offers from Bank of America, from Deutsche Bank, and then EY. So I decided to join Bank of America. So as I already had worked in a big four company, so I decided to change my industry a bit. So that's the reason why I joined Bank of America. And after joining Bank of America, I got two more job offers, one from Pearson and another one was from KPMG.
Very good. It's a good problem to have, right? Having multiple
Yes.
job offers.
Yes.
All right. So you are actually an inspiration for many people who wants to transition from non-technical field to data analyst, especially BCom folks who have this myth that if you have BCom background, you can't become a data analyst. Can you share some 3 concrete tips with these folks so that it helps in their transition?
So all the viewers who are from commerce background, or any other non-tech background, if you're trying to break into data analytics field, then you should focus on your core area first. Okay. So say, for example, after graduating or post-graduating in commerce, you can take up some core finance job and build your domain expertise in various financial areas. And after spending maybe 2 years, you can start learning things which will help you to break into data analytics field. I did the same as well. Okay. After doing my MCom and after completing my CA inter, I joined a company called Genpact where I was in a FP&A role. So it was a proper finance role. So after that, I started learning all these things. And I repeat, do not underestimate MS Excel. Okay. So before learning anything else, you should start with Excel first. So that is your Bible, and without reading Bible, you cannot call yourself a priest. Sorry, it was pun intended. So once you are done with Excel, so just pick up SQL and then Python one by one. Okay. Once you are done with all these things, you can slowly move to Power BI or Tableau. And you don't need to learn both the things, Power BI or Tableau. Anything would do. Any one thing would do. Either Power BI or Tableau. Okay, both are data visualization tools. And later you can learn Alteryx if required. Actually, I think you should learn Alteryx because, apologies, I'll always be more biased towards Alteryx, as I always say that Alteryx is my second love. Apart from that, you should focus more on your communication skills because that is the main thing in a data analyst job. In a data analyst job, your main job won't be to build dashboard and data analysis. Also, you'll have to interact with your stakeholders and clients on a regular basis. So, communication skill plays a big part.
Okay. So just to summarize, tip number 1 is do not underestimate the power of your domain understanding. So whatever
Yes.
domain you are in, let's say you are in BCom, get a job in finance or whatever that domain, make your domain understanding stronger by working in that field for let's say 1 or 2 years, then start learning your technical skills. In technical, obviously Microsoft Excel is number 1. You should become expert in that. So second, that will be probably your second tip. After learning Microsoft Excel, you said learn other skills gradually, right? SQL, Power BI, Python, and you don't need to learn both the BI tools. Just learn one,
Yes.
Power BI or
Yes.
Tableau.
Yes.
And the third tip is focus on your communication skill, because communication is very, very important. So Arijit, you said you're working in Alteryx. Majority of the people learning data analytics, they are much familiar with Power BI and Tableau. Can you tell more about this Alteryx tool?
See, Alteryx is basically a ETL tool, and Alteryx has gained immense popularity, in last 4 and 5 years in data analytics world. So, all the companies related to finance, like investment banks, big four audit firms, and consulting companies are extensively using Alteryx in various teams. So, not just finance, other industries have also started adopting Alteryx as well. So, in today's competitive market, if you have Alteryx skill sets along with SQL, Tableau, and Power BI, then it will definitely give you an edge over others when getting hired as a data analyst is concerned. So it has tremendous capabilities in the form of various tools in the Alteryx Designer software. So, but one capability I like the most in Alteryx is that it's spatial analytics capability. Spatial analytics basically involves working with geographical data in the form of latitude, longitude, and this kind of location coordinates. So performing operations such as mapping, geocoding, and drawing polygons, etc. If anyone of you want to know about how the spatial analytics works, then you can go to my LinkedIn profile, where I have written about few practical projects I have done on spatial analytics.
All right. Now, you have worked in India as a data analyst for many years now, and you are a team lead. You have cracked like 5 different job interviews. You should have some understanding on data analyst salaries. So, can you share with us,
Yeah.
in both like fresher and experienced data analyst as of 2023, how much money do they make?
The salary range, I think, depends on the experience range, and there are various other factors too, which determines your salary as a data
Yeah,
analyst.
like location in the company you're working
Yes,
working
yes,
for.
yes, correct. And apart from that, like I have seen instances like where freshers getting hired at 6 LP as a certain organization, and the same company hired another fresher at 9, 10 LP even. In this case, difference in pay was due to the college they studied from. Like one guy was from a campus hire from a tier 1 or tier 2 business school, and the other one was from a tier 3 business school, and he was hired off campus. Okay. So these kind of differences will always be there. Like service based companies tend to pay less as compared to the investment banks or consulting firms. Okay. So if somebody is an experienced guy, then his salary will always depend on his or her last drawn salary. Okay. Someone is having 5 to 6 or 7 years of experience in analytics field can earn up to 18 to 20 LPA. It always depends on the it will little bit vary based on the locations, like on Bangalore, on in Mumbai, maybe you'll get little bit on higher side as compared to maybe Kolkata or Hyderabad. So but these numbers are not same for everyone. Like there are few factors which do affect these numbers. Like if you're getting multiple offers from from different companies at the same time, then with the offer in hand you can negotiate the numbers with the other companies. That is one of the techniques people do use that technique. So if someone is having any niche skill set, they can get up to 25-30 LP as well.
Okay. And by LPA, he means lakh rupees per annum. So if anyone is watching from a country outside India, LPA means lakh rupees per annum. So 20 lakh rupees per annum. That's what he means. So just to summarize, for fresher, it can be anywhere between 6 to 10 lakh rupees per annum. And as you have experienced based on your last drawn salary, it can go anywhere till 25 or 30 lakh rupees per annum. I know a person who was a manager in data analytics, and his communication, everything was so good. He was making 1 crore rupees a year. He's a co-founder of my company now, but 1 crore rupees salary is also possible. All right, now let's discuss one last burning question, which is, people are speculating that with ChatGPT code interpreter and all the advancements which are happening in the AI field, they're going to replace all the data analyst jobs. What is your take on that?
So see, what I feel is that job of a data analyst is just not extracting meaningful insights from the data or provide business intelligence solutions to, but communication with the stakeholders and making them understand what exactly you have tried to achieve by building those wonderful colorful dashboards. That is also an important part. Communicating with your stakeholders. So ChatGPT or any other AI tool cannot do that interaction part for you. Okay, that can definitely help you to make your job more easier maybe. So if you are a modern data analyst or who knows how to evolve yourself with time, or if you are using any AI tools to your advantage, and if you are good at communication skills, then I think you are safe. Nobody can replace you or take away your job.
We have made a separate video on this where we said that AI will replace your job if you are a data analyst 1.0, but if you are a data analyst 2.0, if you prepare with that mindset, it will not. Okay, because AI will not replace your job. A person using AI will replace your job. And data analyst 2.0 is a person who uses AI and few other things which we have mentioned in that other video. We'll link that video in the video description. Thanks very much, Arijit, for your amazing insights. We are going to link your LinkedIn profile in a video description below. Folks, Arijit is a very helpful person. If you have any questions, you can reach out to him. Also use the tips which we have used throughout this video, and we wish you all the best for your data analyst upskilling journey. Arijit, do you have any last comments before we close out?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dhaval, for providing me this opportunity. Thank you again. So I would like to say one thing to the viewers. If you need any help, you can always reach out to me via LinkedIn. You can ping me anytime. I'll be ready to help. I would be ready to help always. If you want to transition from a, BCom background or from any other non-tech background, I'm ready to help you guys. If you need any help in, in Tableau or Power BI or Alteryx especially, because Alteryx is my second lab, I always say. So I'm always ready to help you.
All
That's
right.
it.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.